Welcome back to Your Family Farmer. Today is a big day. It is a Wednesday and it's just after 10 o'clock. We got the 2 tractors fired up and going. And we got the combine going in the field. So we got to get out there and we got to haul some wagons today and put this corn in the bin. I hired a guy to do the combining and my dad and I will be running the wagons. We got a lot to do. We got probably under 3,000 bushels to get into the bin today. Hopefully 4 or 5 hours and then we're done. But we'll see. Let's get started. This will be our second full load, about 300 some bushel gravity box, and my dad will go and he'll go dump that one, and I will sit here and wait for the next half hour until mine's loaded up. My first load of farming, 2024, my first load of corn ever into the bin. Well, we're on the road again. This is load number 3. It's headed to the grain bin. I'll have to do some calculations here in a little bit to kind of figure out what we're averaging for bushels per acre. But everything is going, dare I say it, smooth up to this point. The weather is dry, the ground is dry, and we're just gonna keep going, and hopefully within a few hours, we are done and taking the auger off the bin. I definitely got two sides to this field. The east side is rather poor condition compared to the west side. The east side got hammered with some heavy rains and a lot of it got washed out, and just the yield isn't quite there, and the weeds kind of took over because we couldn't get in there to cultivate because it was just too wet. But up here on the west side, up on the hill, actually the yield is pretty good. This is a corn cob right here. Pretty decent for organic and for not putting any sort of fertilizer on for the year. So we'll see where the final tally comes on the yield per acre, but this will make up for hopefully a lot of it on the east side. The east side was just kind of a bummer, but we're wrapping up here. Combine in this field, we maybe got about a fifth left, maybe a quarter, and we're gonna keep on running over to there to the bin, and we got 6 loads into the bin, so we're roughly 18 to 1900 bushels. We're hoping to probably get somewhere above 2500 bushels. We'll see how that, I think that'll turn out. I think we might actually be a little closer to 2700. It's working out well. We had one little issue with the combine. We broke a expansion pin, so we were down for about a good hour trying to go to and back from the farm to get tools, get the right part, and ended up being just a cotter pin that we threw in there to limp us through, and so far so good. That one's not the greatest, but none of these cobs are overly large, but they're not terrible. This is an okay first year corn crop. I hope that I learned definitely a lot of things, but it's been a great experience. Quite the difference between the Hired Helps gravity box and my gravity box. But the reason why I got this gravity box out here is I'm actually saving a little bit of corn to potentially finish a few steers on the corn next year. So it'll be grass-fed, grain finished, but that will be up to the customer. I want to have that option for the customer that buys it to either have grass-fed, grass-raised, grass-finished, or grass-fed, grain finished. So that's why I'm keeping about 70 bushels of corn here in case they want that option. I can fatten them up right at the end, and it gives you just a little bit more fat on the meat. Some people really like to have extra fat on their meat, some people don't for health reasons, so I have that option. This is probably about $300–400 worth of corn at today's prices of $5.75 a bushel for organic corn. But if it makes the customer happy, that's why I'm keeping it, and I'll store it away in the shed and put some tarp over the top of it, and it should hold just fine.